Hey guys, Tisha here, and I want to apologize in advance for the angle of this video, but I am currently at work on break, and I wanted to make sure that I got this content out to you all because I won't have a chance to do it after I get off. So this may be out of order, but here we go. We start off this episode seeing that it has been 10 days and Kody still hasn't spoken to Janelle. And Janelle doesn't know when she's going to talk to him, just like she doesn't know when Kody's going to decide to be a parent and talk to his own sons. Janelle says that Kody has had favorites for a long time. He acts like he doesn't want to be a plural husband anymore. He doesn't, Janelle. He's made it clear that he doesn't want to be by his actions. She said that he yelled at her in the car and basically told her to choose him or she wouldn't have a husband. Now, Kody keeps trying to act like the way that things are going are because of his wives, but who says things like that? Especially if they're a good father, because that's what they're trying to present to us right now. Kody says that she's mean. Janelle says that he's mean. Poor Janelle. Janelle really thought that throughout this whole thing that she would be safe. And I feel like when we're seeing her filming herself, we're realizing that she too is having an epiphany. She's realizing that although she told Christine to make sure that she was financially stable, she neglected herself. This makes me wonder when Christine knew she was leaving and what exactly she told Janelle about it. Because Christine has said before that Janelle is part of the reason why she's able to leave and be okay. I feel like Janelle always led from a practical standpoint rather than her emotions. And that because of her being practical, she saw that her friend, her sister wife, wasn't happy. So she gave her sister wife advice that she probably should have been giving herself. So seeing Janelle now not being so stoic and now being more emotional and also transparent with her feelings, it makes me feel for Janelle. Janelle even said that he's shown like some of the ways that he's played favorites by the way that he's acted or even by writing off their other kids. So now we have two wives that are saying that he's played favorites. Over the years, each of these wives, with the exception of Robin, has admitted to having some form of jealousy, at least for one of the other wives. Why is that? Just think about that, you guys. Like, this isn't coming from thin air. These wives feeling like they're being treated like less than isn't coming from midair. She talks about how Christine had the house, but she's stuck because she's financially tied to them. Janelle, you need a lawyer, like pronto. I don't understand why Janelle hasn't already spoken with someone, especially seeing how Kody acted when everything happened with Christine. I would think that Janelle will want to make sure that she had that conversation. She feels that no one will play ball with her when it comes to the places that her money is tied up in, and they're not going to. Look at what's happened with the Coyote Pass property. It's been, 3-4 years and nothing's been done? It's Christmas Eve. And we see the three groups of families. At this point, Kody still hasn't spoken to Janelle or even Savannah. So even though Savannah has nothing to do with this situation, Kody has elected to not speak to his child. You've decided that it's more important for you to be mad at Janelle and not speak to your, I think she's 17-year-old daughter who's still in high school, rather than being upset with Janelle, but still having communication with your child. So once again, the way that you're getting along with your children determines how you get along with their mothers. That's a problem for me. Janelle says that she's boxed up because she called Kody, told Kody to come get his stuff. He hasn't got it, but she's boxed this stuff up and put it in storage. Garrison and Gabe said that they've reached out to their father at this point and the door's open, because Janelle made a statement how like she's let the kids know that there's some things going on and that her and her father, their father they probably won't be getting back together anytime soon. We hear Kody say that he's reached out. I don't believe that Kody has reached out to his children. Look at how Kody said that he didn't want them to be invited to Mary's, but we're supposed to think that he reached out. This is off topic, but when they show like a scene of Robin's, I noticed that despite Robin having all this space, that it's very cluttered in her house. Like the pathway with the kitchen and seeing like the pantry area, it just looks all cluttery to me. And I wonder if that's part of the reason why we don't really see them filming there. Mary is in the house for Christmas Eve, and I don't understand when this became a thing where they now doing Christmas Eve at Robin and Kody's. I thought that they were supposed to be coming to Mary's house. That was the whole reason of them coming over to Mary's house, to have the discussion. So once again, Mary, you're slighted because not only are you stuck being the third wheel to these people, but you're not even doing family traditions that you would normally do at your house. Kody talks about how with Mary being in the house, he has to turn down his affection and his attraction to Robin. Why is that even something that you're thinking about? You're spending time with your children and your ex-wife at this point. The last thing you should be thinking about is jumping on Robin. Y'all have plenty of time to jump on one each other. After all, it's only one wife now. Mary feels like her and Robin are the only ones holding the family together. And I got mad when I heard that. Because did Mary reach out or something? Because how are you and Robin bringing the family together when neither you nor Robin has reached out to Janelle, Christine, or their children? Mary, besides being a doormat and a bank, I don't see how you've kept the family together. You broke up the family, if you really think about it in some ways, because you're part of the reason why we have to see Robin. Kody purchases electric bikes for the kids that don't do anything outdoors like his other children. He did this as a dig to his other children. You can let me know down below if you agree or not, but I feel like that his children seem so uninterested and they faked like, oh yeah, but they really weren't that excited about the gift. Your other children, especially the children that you have with Janelle, love the outdoors. I think that they would have liked that gift. Ariella, who is like 5 or 6 at this point, has a pacifier in her mouth, even though she's 5 or 6. Brianna is pouring spaghetti sauce on lasagna, or what's supposed to be like lasagna, straight out of the container, and Kody tells her to heat it up. Like, there's little things that I'm seeing that make me feel like they really aren't encouraging these children to have their own opinions and or to grow up. Because the pacifier thing really, like, I rewinded it back to make sure that I wasn't seeing things. It's crazy how they tried to keep the family together, but none of the mothers and Flagstaff have contacted Janelle or her kids. I said that already. Kody and his loyal wife want something special for Christmas. These are his words, not mine. Janelle is out of sight, out of mind. So, you don't love Janelle. For you to even, at one point, you, in the tell-all, you said that both you and Janelle loved one another, but you're not in love. This proves that you don't even love her. To say that someone is out of sight, out of mind during the holiday times, majority of my family does not live in the same state as me, let alone the same country as me. But with that being said, I miss my family very much during the holidays, because most of the time it's a small gathering, because I've created like my version of family out here, but they're not my family. My family is away. I always miss my family. I think of the different meals that I'd be having with them. I think about the conversations that we would have. So for him to say that he wouldn't even miss his family, that Janelle, he didn't even think about Janelle, that's crazy to me. We see them talking about these crepes, and Kody makes some disgusting crepes, and we see Ella talking in the confessional with Saul, and while they were talking, I kept saying, these kids really sound like their parents. It's so funny to see how the different children talk a lot like their mothers, which shows just how strong of an impact these mothers have had on these children. Listen to Christine's children. All of Christine's children, to me, sound like Christine when she talks. So even Mary, their child, sounds like Mary to me sometimes with the things that they say. We see that Christine arrives with Peyton, Isabel, and Truly. But wait, no. Christine arrived with Peyton, but we know that Isabel and Truly were also there, but they didn't show them arriving with her. I think that I'm confusing this a little bit, because I know at some point they were there. They went to McKelty's, with McKelty to Kody's house. Anyways, we'll get to that point. They're meeting with Hunter and Janelle and Savannah and Gabe, and we see them have a snowball fight. And it reminds me of the things that in the past I like seeing the Brown family do. It's sweet, but it's sad, because we hear from Gabe in the confessionals that he feels neglected by Robin and his dad, that they did want to spend Christmas with them. We then hear Robin lie and say that the boys did not want to be around her. Man, these people really know how to play the victim, and they really have mastered lying. It was just so heartbreaking for her to hear that the boys didn't want to be around her. And my question is, where is the miscommunication? Kody, are you not telling Robin what was really said? Because the boys didn't say that they didn't want to be around her. Much like when Janelle had the conversation with you, Janelle was trying to figure out how you all can have Christmas together, like how you would be able to see the boys. So what isn't being said? Kody, you did not even call Savannah for Christmas. And so I'm sure you didn't give her a gift. Why is she being penalized? We saw her last season fussing with her brothers because they were going to work and stuff. And she was upset with them because she was saying, like, you're the reason why Dad's not here. So why are you treating her like this? She hasn't done anything to show you that she's not loyal. Isabel, Truly, and McKelty go over to Kody's house, and I wrote, this is insane, and yet another reason why I don't care for McKelty. I don't think that this version of McKelty being neutral is okay. And I know some people may disagree with me because some people may see McKelty as a child. Whatever. McKelty is a grown adult, much like her other siblings. McKelty is younger than some of her other siblings who have spoken up. At some point, you have to address the crap. And I don't feel like McKelty addresses the crap. I feel like McKelty plays this middle line that allows her to continue to be a part of Kody's life, because much like a lot of children, they want to have their parents in their lives. Robin continues to say that Christine didn't want to have a relationship with her or her kids, even though that's not what happened. What happened was Christine said that for right now, she wanted to leave things the same way. She doesn't trust Robin. So if she had a relationship with your children before, if they text her, called her, or any of those things, then that means that didn't need to stop, which makes me further believe that you all really didn't operate from the standpoint of a family. The kids opened gifts. Robin made sure that her kids had additional gifts to open up with Christine's children, even though they already had Christmas. So even though all of these children are old enough to understand that they had Christmas already, you continue to treat them like babies and give them a gift or two just so they can feel like a part. it gets on my nerves. I really don't care about the clips with Saul and Ari, so I'm going to skip that. Kody wants affection in front of Christine's children. She's calling Robin to come join him in the seat, but Robin says she doesn't want to rub it in their faces. Kody said that he isn't ready to reach out to his older children, that there will be other Christmases. Yeah. This really sounds like a man who cares about keeping his family. Like, isn't it the same man that was in a fetal position during the pandemic? Oh, it's still the pandemic. When he had COVID, thinking that he was going to die. But you're saying that there will be other Christmases. Doesn't make sense. So, we see this guy, Nathan, who we find out is his brother-in-law because of Mary. He's married to Mary's sister. So this guy is just like Kody. He had a few weeks with, he had an argument a few weeks ago with Janelle. And he's telling Nathan in this car ride that it's difficult to manage things because he still has a wife that he is in love with. In other words, I'm having a hard time with these other three ladies because I just love Robin. Even though you're still married to Janelle and technically Mary. Once again, did Kody ever love Janelle? Nathan is here for this scene to back up Kody and to allow Kody to feel like he's right. He brings up how that Kody initially became public because he wanted to show how functional plural marriages can be. In the beginning, I did believe that they wanted to become public to show us what the positive attributes or aspects of plural marriage, but I think that they really became public as far as Kody's is concerned because they wanted money. At some points they were struggling. We've heard about some of the financial struggles, and this job allowed for them to not struggle as much. Nathan wants us viewers to show compassion to them during this period because we're seeing a lot of things about divorce, and when he's separated from his wives, he didn't think he would look like he was shown in the best light either. So Nathan, I wonder if you watched the show, because if you've seen the show, does that mean that you're okay with the way that your brother-in-law has treated your sister-in-law, Mary? Are you okay with how he treats his wives, his other wives? Are you okay with how he clearly plays favorites? We're talking about the loss of his big family. But who said he had to lose it? Kody is not trying to make things better. Kody is too busy playing the victim. In her confessional, Robin says she's dealing with depression, mourning, loss, and grieving. Robin, have you been told this, or are you just saying this? Because everything to you is scary. Everything to you is mourning. Everything to you is anxiety. Everything to you is put on this larger level that I really think it is. I think you love leading from a place of I'm the victim, feel sorry for me, woe is me. Robin says a lot of things out of her mouth that just to me simply aren't true. Kody is now sitting here in the car saying that plural men sometimes dismiss what women go through during marriage. Kody, I want you to speak for yourself. I want to hear this from a person who's actually had a successful plural marriage. Nathan has had one other wife, and he had problems navigating between two women. So if Nathan had problems navigating to two women, how is it that he's supposed to help Kody, who's having problems with four? It's a bunch of people who are enabling each other. That's what it is. So the first time I saw Nathan, I thought there was something a little sketchy about him, but I liked some of the things that he said. But this time I looked at him and I was like, okay, yeah, you're just here because they want to make Kody seem like he's a better person than he is. Kody talks about how there's a sacred loneliness. The ladies basically laugh. Janelle explains that it's basically like a time where you sacrifice time with your husband to just do some, you know, some self-reflecting for the family, I guess. Robin says that she used that time to get closer to God. And I just want to know when Robin was lonely. When were you lonely? Because if you didn't have Kody, you had the nanny. So when were you lonely? Robin and Kody have this way of rewriting the past. Kody talks about how it's different because he courted Mary and he courted Robin, but Janelle and Christine asked to be with the family. Once again, making them seem like they just were begging to be a part of the family. So Christine and Janelle asked to be in the family because they wanted to be neglected. They wanted to be emotionally abused. They wanted to always contribute to you financially. They wanted to not be able to be intimate with you because that was your way of punishing them. And you did it to Mary too, because that's why Mary sought out the other person, got catfish, because you were not providing her with intimacy. And let's be clear, intimacy doesn't always mean that you have to have sex. But we know that you weren't doing that a lot either, because Christine basically said it was a few times a year, sometimes, because you withheld it. He said that he told them that they could be a part of the family, but there were rules that they would have to be okay with, some of which are that there would be other wives, and that they would have to be committed to him. Janelle is saying that in their group, in plural families, what normally happens is that a woman comes to a man and says that she's been told by God to be a part of their family. So it's convenient for Kody to now say that Robin basically was chosen and they were asked. I thought that everything that you all did was supposed to be led by God. But now that we're in a different part of the season, year, whatever, it's another story. Robin says that Kody is starting to question her. Kody talks about he wonders if all the women even still believe in plural marriage. We know that at this point, the only person who doesn't believe in plural marriage is Christine. But even with Christine not believing in plural marriage, she, along with the other women, say that plural marriage can happen. It just has to happen with the right people. Mary says that the family fell apart because of personality, and that she believes that Kody regrets marrying both Christine and her, and she's not sure about how he feels about Janelle. And she looked really sad saying this. I felt really, really bad for her. Kody said that he just wants to be an a-hole, that she said he was, and I don't know which she was talking to, because a couple of them said it. Kody is still not acknowledging the parts that he's played in this breakdown of this marriage. His friend Nathan once again tells him that he's going to have to acknowledge the dark parts of himself. And Kody says he is. But Kody, you really aren't, because you have not taken ownership yet. You have to take ownership. In order to correct something that you've done wrong, you have to acknowledge what was done wrong. So how are you seeing this if you can't even say, yeah, I did this? Kody then says that he has worked hard to try and be good. So my question was, okay, so that doesn't come naturally? Am I missing something here? Why is it hard for you to be good? Who says it's so hard for me to be good? Are there times where you may want to do something that you know you shouldn't do? Of course. But for you to say that it's so hard for you to be good, I'm questioning him. He said he should just be the devil that everybody thinks he is. And I'm tired of him turning things and flipping it to make it seem like he's such a victim. He talks about the difficulty of saving a relationship. But Kody, you didn't really try to save a relationship. You didn't. When you all were having problems and you came up with this whole counseling thing, even with what you did with Mary, you had her going to counseling even though you had no intentions of getting back with her. Once she did what she did, it was a wrap. And rather than you saying that, you kept stringing her along. With Christine, I recall you all going to counseling, and I recall you are supposed to be doing an exercise, and rather than making the exercise about you all, which I think her name was Nancy, told you to do, you made it about the family. He then says he doesn't want Robin to see the dark side of him, but you're okay with the other wives seeing it. Robin then tries to make us think that at some point Kody thought about leaving her, which just so happens that Kody talks about how he just wanted to up and run and leave and go away and just leave everybody. So even though you divorced Mary, even though you've adopted Robin's 3 children, even though you took these women and you moved them to a place that they technically didn't really want to go to, you talked them into going to because you and Robin just didn't see Vegas as the final resting place. Even though you did all these things, you wanted to leave Robin. Yeah, right. You've openly said that you're in love with Robin. So you want us to think that you were willing to leave the only woman that you're in love with? Now, Robin, if he doesn't leave the people that he doesn't like or is not in love with, why would you think that he would truly want to leave you? That doesn't make sense. I feel like Kody and Robin, they're in it together and they're playing in our faces. I wrote here that Kody equates love to loyalty, and that's a problem. When I looked up the definition of loyalty, it said a strong feeling of support or allegiance. So that's the problem right there. Kody wants allies. He doesn't care about your feelings. And if you go against his feelings, it's a problem. Sorry for doing that in your ears, you guys. Stuffy, and I don't have a water in here, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. Kody lies so much that he's fractured his family. How can Robin say the kids didn't want to have Christmas with them when Janelle asked if they could come to the rental? You all didn't even have Christmas Eve at Mary's. I know I said that earlier, but I want to say it again. You did not have Christmas Eve at Mary's. You talked Mary out of inviting them to her home for Christmas Eve, and you had it at your house. So once again, it's about you all. Robin has managed to make this entire situation about herself. How do we go from all the kids should be here to they don't want to have Christmas with me or my kids? As I said earlier, despite almost dying, according to Kody, you don't want to contact your kids. Despite being in a fetal position, you don't want to see your kids. Despite kids being right up the street, kids that you normally don't get to see but a few times a year, you don't want to do Christmas with them. McKelty gets to come over because she doesn't speak against you, Kody. As long as you're loyal to him, that strong feeling of support or allegiance, then you can be around him. He's a dictator and a trash parent. Isabel never called her father out. She said she was hurt, but she never called her father out for not being there for the surgery. She never openly spoke to him about how upset and hurt she was that he went to the wedding but didn't go to the surgery. But we heard Christine say something about it. So because Isabel didn't say anything to Kody, I feel like she was allowed at the house. I want to know where Gwen was, because doesn't Gwen live in Flagstaff? Did she not come because of whatever happened with her and Peyton? Because Peyton was there? I don't want to hear from Kody or his friends anymore about polygamy and the state of things and all that other stuff unless they really hold Kody accountable. As I've listened to Robin in this episode, I believe that she is as much to blame, if not more, for Kody in this mess because they destroyed the family. Robin saw a family that was going to be able to make her live that plural life that she supposedly wanted, even though her mother never lived a plural life. They never did. They were in different states. That's not plural life to me. She saw a come up. And as a result, I think she loves Kody, but I think she took advantage of the situation. And now this family is fractured. Someone, and I can't remember your name right now, and I'm sorry, in my comments of last week's episode, they said that Robin has over $25,000 in art just on one section of her wall. If this is really true, I really want Janelle to get smart and to sue them. I want her to sue them either way. But I want for these people to be held accountable. I want for Christine to get child support. I want for things to happen to really show Kody and Robin that they are not going to tolerate the foolishness. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that this review was done like this, but once again, I wanted to make sure that you all got it. I have 119 subscribers, and I thank you so much. It means so much to me. I said this before. It may seem like a low number, but every subscription matters. Thank you for watching. Even if you didn't subscribe, because views matter, go ahead and thumbs up the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. It all helps, so they say. On another note, take care of yourselves, you guys. As you can see, I got some meat on me, and I don't know if I'm gonna document some of it or not, because I lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, but I had a really, really big scare with, and I keep saying my family member, it was my mom. And to be transparent, she ended up having a blockage in her heart. This is a woman who is way healthier than me, who is a vegan for 20 years, who we now have found out this mainly happened because of stress and genetics. And I'm saying this to say, take care of your body. We only get one of them. And I don't want, even though I don't know you all, I don't want anything like this to happen to anyone else because we're not taking care of ourselves. So I may document it. I don't know if I am or not. I know I got off tangent, but I just wanted to say that. Once again, thanks again for subscribing, and not subscribing, for viewing. And until next time.